a lot of skin to the wind and maybe some neoprene tops. But today you will be in full dry gear, trying to stay warm as you get down the course and keeping those muscles nice and fresh.
There are definitely many recreational boaters out here on the river today, so we will be sharing the river for some time with those boaters. It is an open river that everybody gets to come and paddle for approximately 3 days every year, where they release from the main dam at Lipno. And there's a giant lake back there, and they do release the water from at the bottom of the lake for these 3 days. There we have some of our Masters contestants getting ready to go, and that looks like that is Stefano Bartoli from Milan, who's getting up there getting ready on the start ramp. You can see Mira in the green shirt. He's our organizer of this event. Next year will be 20 years of the Devil's Race and the Helltrain. All right.
As wild. Yeah, our first youngster is already on the ramp as we start clearing off the course from the everyday non-racing paddlers that are getting to put on their final laps before we get into closing it off for the race.
Yeah. Those recreational boaters just moving through on the mandatory line right there. So as you just saw.
Yeah, it is a sprint course and there is not any gates, but there is that one mandatory. So even though it is an open course and you want to choose the fastest lights on your own, it is important that you make that mandatory right side of the rock. Okay, last few are finishing up as we wait to clear the course, and then we will begin with our youngsters for the
So folks, you can see in the background some guys standing on the bank with some bags in their hand. There are our safety crew, and they're littered all today. It is a relatively unpleasant experience if you swim in the main course, the rapid. The rocks are a little bit kind of like sandpaper, so you're not getting away with it being pain-free. So that's what folks are there for. They would throw a rope out to those kayakers that are in the water and pull them to the side.
You don't want to that at any point.
It is very shallow.
Oh yeah, that thing is chock full of rock. You do not come with, and so we're very thankful for the rescue. Additionally, for all the organizers. Some of the headliners, Hiko, Zet, as you mentioned earlier, to run boats can be took up 30 minutes and it was packed. Okay, we are getting ready for the youngster. You can see he's trying to warm himself up. It is a little bit chilly, and he is probably...
Stefano definitely has a tough role here. He's the first guy down on the final. There for a few minutes, so we're waiting. We're watching the pass through, and then the court and Stefano will get a chance to go.
Yeah.
So that poor guy. We'd also like to thank we have what's it, Piranha sponsoring us. It gave us a bit of to put the event on. There is a special exhibition at the train station where it catches trains off. And here we
from the semifinals morning, but we will be raising the slowest time to the fastest. So we will be starting with now. It's going to start being a series of ledges, and he wants to definitely keep his bow dry, choose the cleanest line, and not get hit by any waves that might pop up on his kayak and slow him down. Right now, he's going on that left side in a very clean section now. He's got to make sure he is driving right to get past that mandatory right, which he does very clean, and now he's getting to the bottom section. Later on, the will choose.
Really good skip out.
Really good. See immediately following that boof, right hand stroke to keep his momentum up. And now we're going second up on the youngsters.
So we got Jakob Franz from Pilsen, a local Czech boy, coming down. He really wants to show everybody what it's about.
Yeah, you know the Czech fans here that show up on the riverside want to see him throw down a good time. And right now he is good skip off the ramp and really cruising through the flatter sections. Keeping those strokes nice and clean. And for right now, he is a 504
for Hiko. And he's getting a little bit covered over through the waves. Ooh, gets pushed hard offline, and he needs to do a lot of correction there to put it back online and accelerate through the flats. That's good because what you want to be is pushing through into those flats, accelerating, and being drive all the way down. And
so let's see if he can make it up during the rest of the rapids. He needs to start driving a little bit. Hopefully he can make up those couple seconds that he kind of stuttered through the flatter section. I hope he's getting a little caught up on that wave.
Oh, he solved in that hole, and now he's trying to bring it back on the floor. He gets reasonable good and looking to push through it here. But I'm afraid I believe he's just lost too much time. I think he should not looking at the winning time. But there he is, coming down in the course. Should be doing quite well. Be happy to see the finish line now, I believe.
That's the thing, those start because he will get tired to the floor. Second, you know, throw it and burn the match. It can be difficult to get his time. Okay, next for the youngsters.
So this is they told me what did clean, but it's stopped in that hole, but it's looking good. Recovered down, maintaining that forward momentum. to our top 2 competitors.
Yeah, 3 youngsters have been completed at this point with their aims of being a world champion. Now we're into the final 2. Up on the ramp now is Niels Beemand. Let's see what he has. Crawling up right to the edge of that ramp, waiting for the officials to tell him it is his time to shine. You can see he is focused, he is ready, and he wants to bring home the goal as he slides off that ramp. Now, good little skip there. Now he needs to keep that momentum up. You can see he got a little stubbled up right on that second or third stroke, but you really need to keep that momentum because bringing that boat up to speed is an energy zapper, which you do not want at the top of the course.
So the top 2 youngsters today in semis were 2 Frenchies, so they're battling it out between the 2 of them. They are both known on course as Milo's Minions, which is a reasonably famous YouTuber out of France, and they work for him on and off as raft guides in the rivers. But here he is. He's looking very smooth and clean in his Waka Stoke coming down the river.
Great little technique with the paddle strokes. You see his arms fully extended, trying to get as much power behind every stroke that he has as he's coming in to, once again, the crux of the staircase rapid here in Lipno. Now what you want to do here is make sure that bow is nice and dry. As we've mentioned before, he's coming around the mandatory right, and he is making it look clean. You can see his boat is just skipping on the top. Let's see how he does over the roof. Little stutter, but all right there. He needs to really push these last few seconds in order to guarantee him a gold, but right now he is looking pretty optimal throughout his lines. Let's see how he does on the bottom section.
Here he goes, he's coming down, and you can see now he's going for this left line here, or right line, sorry, and trying to keep it skimming through on top of the water. Niels is looking pretty good.
Where he is.
Looks like he's burned it up a bit.
For some reason. He is choosing to go on river left as well. I think we only saw one contestant in the youngsters category going on that right side. So.
Yes, but that right side was the winning men's time happened on the right side, and the second place qualifier happened on the left side. So
interesting. So it's a toss-up on which is faster. You can see that tongue out. He gave it all
like
he had there.
So
who is up on the ramp? We are thinking this time.
No, it's Sodamaka. So I guess Kopacek got stricken.
Okay.
So he's not. This is David Sodamaka
drawing a claw out on the ramp now. David, if you don't know him, you probably do. You just don't realize it. He is one of the leading and the most incredible whitewater photographers out there. And he himself says he is not a racer. So for him to be already in the top 5 in the finals in the World Championship is just credit to how good of a paddler David is.
Yeah, but he spends a lot of time out there with the top expedition boaters making a lot of photos. You can check him out. He does a calendar every year, which is actually full of some very nice shots.
Oh, some of the best whitewater photography I've ever seen has come from this man on the course right now. He is used to paddling for a little bit longer than a minute and a half, I would say, as his expeditions go on for weeks at a time. So we'll see how he can do on a sprint style course. Right now he's coming in to the beginning of the staircase. He has driven quite far right there. Doesn't want to get subbed out too much, but he does make the mandatory rock as he comes up onto the biggest boot of the course.
There it is. Nice clean line in his DRX, pushing through to the end. He definitely doesn't look quite as tired as Gerhard Schmidt did.
No.
But he seems to be pushing through just fine. Looks like he's going to take that river right line. There's a little sort of difficult rock that he just went over that you have to sort of kind of just keep the bow up and just keep it nice and smooth through here.
You can see his strokes are getting a little bit more tiresome at the bottom of the course. He is giving his all. There we are starting to see a little bit of that grin on his face as he crosses the finish line. Let's see if we'll get some
get stuck on the rock
and tongues out of the mouth on this guy.
There he is. This is him in the main flats of the course in the middle. This is really where you feel the lactic acid burn. Up here from the E-Finance Sport Team, we've got Pavel Serbecki from Brno, Moravia. All right, Pavel is one of the idealists of the world, developing special hydrogen things, but E-Finance Sport Team is sponsoring this guy. He was the Masters champion last year at this race, and he is off down the thing. He takes this very seriously, I happen to know. Yes.
There was several e-finance paddlers represented on this event.
Oh, yes. That's one of the big teams in Czech.
Sure, and so it is cool to
I'm also a member of the team.
Are you now? I didn't realize I was sitting with a celebrity over here.
No celebrity, but they all gave me sort of free swag, so and said I was allowed to be part of the team.
It's cool to see a company like that just be stoked on whitewater boating. And you can tell this paddler is just as stoked as he gets through the flats. Now he's coming up. And this section right here is a energy sucker, that is for sure. You can see that they're having to throw in the most strokes here as they come into the stair step. So you're already quite tired.
Actually also been in a winning Dolomitenman team, which is the big race in Lienz,
That's
in Austria.
Right. Massive race, a little bit different style of a race. So he is a paddler that can cross different categories, that's for sure. He's coming in a little struggle, having to do an adjustment stroke on the right side as he comes into that booth, but he still keeps that nose up. Not looking quite as clean through that section as the previous paddler, but still making it a fast time. And it looks like he's also choosing to go on the right side.
Yes, this is the boat that they are paddling, the Ninja from Czech Kayaks, one of our sponsors. Bit of a trickier boat to paddle down this course because the tail is quite small and the river easily bosses you around.
You will see a lot of the boats have a lot more volume in the back, which gives them a little bit more stability. But this boat was designed by a very accredited C1 and K1 paddler on the Zet and Hiko team. And it allows for a little bit more maneuverability, but it does reduce the stability there.
And there it is, Victor. Oh no, Hansa Kolar.
Hansa Kolar, another
one of the bazillion Hansas here in the Czech Republic.
There's only 5 names in all of Czech Republic, and Hansa is definitely one of the 5, that is for sure.
Well, it's actually Jan. All Jans become Hansas.
Eventually.
And all Jakobs get some other name. Because otherwise, I don't know how they tell people apart. I guess it's just like, yeah.
That makes it easier. You just
trains and brains. Trains and brains. Here we are. Hansa is lining up the flats. This is a key part. So you've seen some of the paddlers come on the far side up against the bank, but there is a line through the middle there as they are pushing hard down the river here. He's also paddling from the Zet boats here, the Ninja, but making it look very good and very quick right in front of our announcer's stand. There he is into the entrance and pushing across. He's got to keep that. Ooh, tags the rock, which
got a little piece of it.
Makes him a little bit wetter and pushing him offline.
Seems like he was still adjusting all the way up until he got into that final ledge booth.
Yes.
Which means that there could be seconds reduced that he is not wanting on this final lap.
Well, not really seconds. Yesterday in our qualification, we had top 10 men were separated by less than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So half seconds, tenths of a second, they matter here.
Yep.
So you need to be online all the time. Is the one who gets it the smoothest is going to be the one that wins it.
And I would say it does just kind of complement the level of the competitors that are here. When your competition is that close, if you are half a second off and you could be 15, 20 from the leader, it just shows that this race is pretty balanced on how well the paddlers out here are. Okay,
all right,
on the
there
ramp,
we are.
The legend himself.
The owner of Czech Kayaks, Victor Liget, former Olympian. He's off on the course, having 99. Call me the great one, like Wayne Gretzky. He is pretty fast. Victor and I, we go paddling occasionally. Been up there, watched him train in Prague. It's good times with him.
Victor is one of my favorite people. As you saw him getting off that ramp, he did take a little side hit on his ribs. Didn't really get that skip out that he wants, which will cost him a little bit, so he's going to want to make it up. He has a very...
Look how high and dry he keeps the bow of that boat.
That's what
he's got it going on. Oh, he's in the cross today, I believe. You can see.
He is in the cross. I talked to him a little bit earlier about that, and this just fits the course for him a little bit better. And you can tell that as an advanced and very knowledgeable paddler, he knew that he needed to make up a couple seconds in that flat.
Oh, look at that lean right in front of us. He's just so smooth across the water.
Yeah.
He's looking good today.
Looks like he's floating across butter. He is just so clean with those lines.
He was 3 seconds faster than Hansa. So I'm pretty sure he is definitely the man to beat today.
Yes.
Look at it, the cadence has dropped just so he hits nice clean lines and keeps that boat moving smooth through the harder section here, and you'll see the power come back on here in just a second. So yeah, he also big supporter of this event. He's been supporting Mira and the Devil's Race for a very long time. I don't know how many years, they can tell you themselves.
Zed Kayaks and him are definitely always the name you see at Devils as well. And love seeing his support, but it's amazing.
There he is across the line, barely out of breath. We'd also like to thank one of our title sponsors as well is Hiko.
Oh yeah.
Hiko guys, and we definitely need to thank those guys. In Water We Live. They were up there at the starting reel. So that is the end of our Masters Men's today. We will have some updated results in a few minutes posted online, I believe, on Kayak Session, so you can look there if you are interested. Now it's the women's. There was River Mutton. She is our third qualifier. She definitely is one of the ladies to beat there for sure. But we're going to start off with Anna Faber from Dormagen.
Dormagen, yes. So women's are up next. You can see it on the screen again. That was the fastest times.
That graphic was fast as well. That was the fastest time on the graphics there.
Better be just as fast of a reader as you are a paddler here.
But it said Anna Faber, Britta Young, River Mutton, Marissa Kaup, who I think might be the current champion, and Colleen Charel from France.
And who do we have on the ramp right now?
I believe that would be the Anna Faber. Looks like it's already number 18. She's getting ready there in her waka. That's a good guess. Which waka is that one?
I'm going to go ahead and say it is a Stoke. Look at that tail.
Stoke, it is. Good call. It is Waka Stoke. Not much of a skip out there. She looked like really stall out. It means just means a lot of work and energy spent trying to bring the boat up to speed into these flats. But make no mistake, these ladies are quick.
Oh, they are fast. Again, yesterday watching the qualifier, it was and how close that competition was. And we're excited because the semifinals was just as intense. We started with 10 females paddling this morning, and we're down to 5. And as you can see, as she's coming into the staircase here in a second, she is wanting to drop from 5 to that first place with this lap alone.
All right, there it is. Our Daicha, she comes past our stand. She's looking pretty good, pretty clean, pretty fast. These ladies, the time spread is about, let's see, about 5-6 seconds across the top 5. So there definitely is some space for her to improve, to see if she can knock that top Frenchie off. Ooh, getting bossed around by the river, but still recovers nicely. Stays in the flow, so she kept her speed. And now is where she needs to accelerate.
Correct. If she's wanting to bring home the gold for the women's category, she really needs to put down a fast few seconds here at the bottom of the course. She is opting to go on the left side again, which we didn't see, I think, in the last 3 competitors of the Masters.
No, it's, I'm pretty sure from the top guys, they have decided that the right side is, or the river right side is definitely fast line down there. But I think it also, like, second fastest qualifier in the men's went left.
Right,
so
right.
It's
really up to the rider and what they're feeling comfortable with. Sometimes
I would say
if you're feeling more comfortable with the line, it's going to be faster than possibly.
We don't have the current champion here, which should be Laura Hofberger from Augsburg.
So who do we have right now in
We have
Britta Young, another
number
German.
4.
This is the second German in a row, so viel Glück to them. As she gets into the top of the course, we are now catching up as she gets into the flats, coming right outside, wanting to keep that bow dry as she gets through some of these waves. And for you at home, it might look a little bit flatter on the television screen than what she's actually going down. These waves will definitely take you out, take your speed out if you do not keep that nose up. So she's wanting to make sure she is dry. And now she's getting through that last section of the flats she gets into the crux.
It's like a Exo Lion, I think is what that is.
Yeah, it's an Exo boat.
No, it's the king lion or something.
It's not the slalom. Okay, she comes in
It's
with that
not the
flat
slalom
kayak.
creek. It's the exo lion. Or it might be the slalom creek. Oh well. Anyway, here she comes into the corner, not looking super smooth there, getting pushed around by the water. But she's fighting back, trying to come back to the center so she can push across for a nice boof. Pretty clean boof and a little skip. Yeah.
You can definitely tell a couple of those strokes in there, they did look a little bit like they were tired strokes. They weren't fully committed. The technique was a little far back, not giving her the exact crispness that she wants.
There's about that lactic burn. Anyway, she comes to the bottom here. The line, she
Oh, yeah, she 100%. She's awesome. Congratulations on making it to the finals, and we where you
see on the tail just digging in. Sitting up there, River Mutton, world champ. She's getting out of New Zealand. That her dad is Mr. Kenny Mutton, one of the legends of Kiwi whitewater. She is down the river.
saw that range really and had to do more strokes than she
Look how the lines are now. She is moving fast. And see, moving to that right side of the river, staying on that area where you're just on the side of it, but not getting by it, and still getting the acceleration of that main turn. River Mutton, you know, up 6 o'clock on the famous river. Bullshit is of the put in. 50 minutes or not even get on the river, stay on the river since she was about years old.
You her control.
Oh, look how fast she was right through there.
Look, probably the speed
right there.
today. Hips get through there. Her paddle is a little bit of adjustment, and she's crisp.
Is something by her friends, Aaron. Her she was giving him a brief the other day. He came back. There she is around the outside of the rock, keeping definitely getting struggling to keep the boat online. She crossed the line here the last few strokes.
You can see everything she can in those laps.
Yeah.
She is.
Oh, she looks worn out. There it is. Level 6, one of the groups here.
Might be sponsored by.
I don't know. Sponsor. I don't know. Company. I don't know. But you're gonna call. There it is. Cow. There she is. New is down the river. Friends with is designed boat.
Since being a German.
Where she's Outberg.
Famous actually made slalom based on.
Was that? Are you
course is in
yeah, we just went through big renovations 2 years ago. Yeah.
How kayak needs to be. She learned how to kayak is in top 3.
Paddle around with a member with the Alpine Kayak Club, the big whitewater club. She spends a lot of time paddling around with. I've seen her get lots of training under her belt. She is coming here very nice and smooth. Really, really out at the bottom. Yeah.
If she can keep that speed up through that boot,
A little bit too
in my opinion, where she up, she but quite look.
she stalled down on that eddy there.
at the strokes and look at that face. She has given it her all as she comes into the last few meters.
Line. You see a lot of correction going in. There it is. Oh, there she is. Marissa Kaup from level 6 as well, making it across the finish line. It's pretty nice lines, and she did qualify faster than River. That's a big toss-up there.
Yeah.
Coming up now, we have Colleen Charel from Pontiac in France.
Okay, France being represented in the #1 spot for the women's final. Here we go. This is the final lap for the women's here. And she comes off that ramp and now trying to make up as much time as she can through the flats.
Yeah, nice little skip there, I think. Paddling the Nirvana, the race boat designed in part with Dane Jackson out of the U.S.
Now this is the older Nirvana, is it not?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it is.
No,
wow.
It's the Nirvana.
This is the Nirvana. My apologies. Yes. For a few years there, they were continuing to paddle with the Nirvana because they say it is one of the faster boats for Jackson. So it's really cool to see her still in it and making it look fast for sure. Now she's coming up, getting through the last section of the flats before she gets into the main current. She is looking like she has proper strokes, good energy. She does not look exhausted at this point as she comes into the stair steps. And she's overall making it look real clean.
Off the gas a little. Oh, no, back there.
Pushed a little bit right, actually.
Not so fast out of that drop.
Yeah.
But I think she's got it going on here.
Really depends on this booth right here to see what she can do. A little bit of skip there. That wasn't too bad. A little bit more than we saw in the previous competitor.
Ooh,
got a little...
Got a big push off there.
Over there, yeah.
Didn't hit that hole just in the right spot and got shuffled a bit to the left.
And we'll see if that's going to cost her as she comes in on the left side, which is a toss-up again on which one is faster at this point. She choosing to go left, thinking it is faster. As she comes in the last few meters, she's wanting to dig it in right here, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 strokes to get a couple seconds in, and she is done. That concludes the finals for the women's here at the Devils World Championship.
Oh, look at that skip. That was excellent.
She, you can see on her left shoulder there, is wearing a Hiko top, one of our main headline sponsors there. Hiko has been a part of the Devils for years and years and years. And with
that's the big Czech hope today.
I'll say, who are we seeing right now?
That's Varvara. He's a former,
he knows it too.
The mic. Barbara is a 2-time silver medalist in London. And here we are, the top qualifiers.
These are the top 5 from
top 5, and then
now it's scrolling down.
Now it's scrolling
we
down.
Will have a total of, I
the
believe,
top 10.
20 competitors for the finals open
there
class.
We are 15.
We'll see here. Maybe top
15 by the looks of it. Top 15 are moving through.
So then let's see who's on the ramp, opening up the final category today at the Devils Extreme Race.
Could be Matthew Montier.
And that is correct, representing from France. We have now kicked off the finals of the open category for the Devils Extreme Race. We will see the final 15 competitors trying to get that gold. Let's see what we have here in the red boat, which I believe was a Jackson as well, correct?
Yes.
Yes, it is another Nirvana.
It's another Nirvana.
Okay.
You don't see so many of them around here in Europe, not often around. But anyways, Matthew looking very clean and fast. He's setting up, fighting a little bit, sort of moving around to the river a lot. Yep. The straighter they can get their lines here, the better they're doing.
That stern kind of was fishing around a little bit more than you want to see. You want to definitely see that boat being in control and keeping a straighter line to keep that speed up.
There he comes now.
A little kick up at the top of that first ledge as well.
I feel like he's getting bossed a bit.
I agree. It is not as crazy.
Definitely.
Oh.
That left one can't be faster. Faster you can speed through that drop much quicker and just sort of the left side of the rock and then cut and get a really clean booth that makes eddy. And
either way, I think the run that we were seeing you was not really in contention for the first place. You see him on the monitor right now.
getting oiled.
What pushed him left side of that?
Sorga from Hiko Valley in Chile.
Yeah, this is the second South American we see in the final. Then bring home the championship down there, so it's nice to have them as ramp, a fast little ramp, and now is through. Trying to avoid, you see some of those waves that might slow him down, choosing to go on the right, trying to have a balance between the wave on the right, ideal current where it is not just so smooth. And now he's looking a little bit at the first category race. Really? Okay.
Race from
which has around. There's been several more missions coming out since then, but the race really used
not rock on the so it allows to keep water flowing.
very clean line.
They're just like quite well timed.
Good little skip out there. That's probably the fastest we've seen off the booth so far. He is looking quite well, but there is still remaining, what, 12, 13 competitors before him that want to take his time. Gets a little caught up there, actually.
Getting caught up and stalled out.
That's right. That'll cost him.
Super great for him.
Mm-hmm. He probably knows that right now as he's coming down, and he knows that this last section, he's got to do something to make it up in order to get on that podium.
He's still a threat, though. Him and Zach are quite good buddies, the top qualifier, and they do a lot of paddling together. But there he is. In he comes. He knows
it. He can see it right there. He knows it.
It was like, damn.
I do see that there is a little bit of difference between him and some of the other competitors on the cardio part.
Look at that. That skip The biggest issue, though, is they are quite heavy. But I have one myself. I've been paddling with Spade for a long time.
How many boats do you have in total, though?
Not actually that many, only like 3 or 4.
Oh, coming from Czech Republic, he knows
Bruno,
he wants to represent.
Those guys from Brno, they're from Brno.
Oh,
and I'm right there from Moravia. This is no longer the Czech Republic. The Prague guys,
Well,
they
it's no
divorced
longer the
them.
Czech Republic anymore. Anyways, it's the Czechia. So
Czechia, yeah, there we go.
Here.
Anyways, we get all this shit wrong. Anyways, now we come into the core parts of the rapid, and he's going to be lining up there. You can see a slightly different style right there as he was lining up for the drop, not spinning the paddles quite as quickly as Barbara did, but still getting relatively clean lines. And here he comes into the booth. Not a bad skip, but just didn't have that acceleration away from the drop. That sometimes if they dip the tail a little bit and they just get shoved out, sort of like a seed between your fingers.
Right now, if you can see, he is trying to get to the bottom of the course as fast as he can. A couple strokes there that he had to do for correction and not power, which does end up being a little bit slower throughout that flatter section. And if you notice, he is representing Czech Republic, not just Brno, on his sleeve there with that custom Hiko top, one of our headline sponsors. Overall, pretty clean line, but I'm not sure it's going to be clean enough to make the podium. We'll have to see a little later on.
That line right there. He was holding the boat about as good as it gets. And there we have Michele Razmataz from Italy, from Bologna. He has been on the scene for many, many years. Good friend of mine, paddling the boat that he designed. And he's still to today the only person I've ever seen paddle that boat.
Makes it look good, I'll admit.
He definitely makes it look good, but it's the Wave Sport Phoenix. He just got a new one, actually.
I don't think that you could see him in another boat at this point. He is such a name for that boat specifically, and he makes it look fast. And I want to give a shout out to him in particular because of what he does off the river with a lot of his videos. He is very good with posting up instructional videos for people who want to learn how to kayak in a more advanced way of teaching whitewater.
I would also like to say he is the president of the international association that brings all the rules and regulations to the sport.
Interesting.
As well.
So his name is pretty much everywhere within the sport, so it's awesome to see him out here. And I don't think I've been to a race in the last 10 years where he was not in contention at some point, making that section look real clean, trying to drive it through the booth. Let's see if he gets a skip, making it look smooth as well.
Yeah, but that boat, it just stalls out. You see the boat itself, he was paddling hard, but the boat itself is just not sailing over the water like some of the other ones. But he loves his boat, and he's always a good paddler and a good time. Yeah. It's always good fun to hang out with Mr. Razmataz. Yep. All right, he's coming in. And that's it. We're going to see he's finished. He spends a lot of time riding a mountain bike to stay fit.
I didn't realize that. Okay, multi-sport athlete over here as he crosses the finish line.
See,
looking back
barely
to see how he's
breathing.
feeling. That's that mountain bike cardio.
It's all that cardio he's got.
Overall, pretty smooth run. Will it be in contention for a medal? We'll have to see a little bit later. Who's next up?
Well, we got Paul Aubergine from France.
Okay.
Slipping inside his dude. He's got a nice big purple dude from Letman Kayaks.
Brand new kayak this year.
One of our exhibitors down at the train station at the athletes area. There he is, Mr. Aubergine in the purple kayak. He's off on the ramp. Also a level 6 athlete. He comes to all the races in the last year. You can check him on YouTube on Egg Stream. And they make
as in the egg.
Yeah.
The food.
Yeah, they make some pretty funny little travel videos, traveling around kayaking with his buddy Milo.
I definitely say they're one of the top whitewater YouTube content producers at this point. They've been around a long time, and they've thrown out some fun footage. Really cool series on the Balkans.
There we go. Yeah, they went back in the spring again. They really like to go to the Balkans. Here he is. He's got some nice fast times in that dude there, the new kayak from Letman. Quite a nice little boat, actually. I haven't had a chance myself to slip inside a dude, but I definitely want to.
Well, no way.
Look, it's all nice and wet and ready to go.
I mean, if that's what you want, I'm sure you can talk to your aubergine boy right here. Get yourself a lap in this Lepman. He is making it look real smooth. Whether it's
the guy you have to go talk to is Jochen, the owner of the company, down at the exhibitor tent where he's got 4 or 5 boats there for everybody to try.
Yeah, he is down right next to the train station. And right now we're going to see, I'm not sure if it's the boat or the paddler making it look pretty clean, but he's having a pretty fast lap. Got on the left side, which is still a debate on which is faster as he comes into the last 100 meters. Wanting to give a couple more strokes, got a little bit caught up on that last ledge, and he's putting it all in.
I was talking to him actually about that last move before we before he started. And we were discussing the pros and the cons if you should go left or right of that last rock.
Well,
he chose the left side.
He chose left, so that's something to think about.
I think a lot of it also is the line you know can often be the best line to go.
Okay, next up from France.
From Norway, this boy. He lives up in Voss nowadays.
Okay.
He's part of the Voss Kayak Club, was a longtime organizer of a big race up there called the Myrkdalen. Myrkdalen Slalom.
We have several paddlers that have decided to move up to Norway here in the finals, actually.
Yes, but he's still a Frenchman at heart and wasn't so happy with some of his runs yesterday, so he definitely feels like he has something to prove, I am sure.
Well, that right line that he did right there definitely looked like an improvement because it was fast and it's smooth. Again, being in a Jackson Nirvana, a little bit older model, but it seems to be the Jackson of choice for this race so far in the finals. Coming in the last section of the flats, he's wanting to give a couple extra strokes to pick up some speed as he gets into the stair steps themselves. First little kick looks pretty good. Now he's going to come in one more ledge before he needs to start driving right, making it look pretty smooth. Doesn't want to get too much of the rock here, which looks pretty good. And now he's coming into that final booth. And this really can take out some time if you do not get that nose up.
Yes, but he stayed clean in the main flow there, which allowed him to push out and carry the speed into that little hole in the back, which seems to catch a few guys out now and then. And which way is he going to go? Looks like he's going to head over to the left-hand side, easing off on the paddle to make the corner. That's part of the problem with that line is you have to stop paddling to allow the boat to make that corner. Otherwise, you just overpower and shoot yourself off into no man's land. And there he is, Mr. Casanel across the line, looking like he definitely put in a full pull right there.
Sure. That was actually a pretty clean lap all the way through. I think he's going to be happy with that time. Will it be enough? We will see. But he did give it his 100%. You can tell all the way through. And overall, made things look pretty clean.
Here we go. We got Tom Doyley from France.
Oh boy, this guy is known in all aspects of the kayak world. He brought home the World Championship of the playboat, and now he's going to try to bring the World Championship here at Devil's Extreme Race.
Yes, the smallest minion, they call him over there in France.
I'm sure he loves that name.
I'm sure he does, but that's what Aubergine was telling me his name is. The smallest minion, Tall Doyley. Did he win in Plattling this year?
I want to say...
he did well, I know that.
I want to say, if I remember correctly, I believe in Plattling, Germany this year, he had a really good result, and I want to say he may have won, but I would need to check back on the records.
I have to check back on that myself, but he is definitely, for sure, a good all-round boater there.
Yeah, it's good to see him on this course actually being upright, because with his play boating, you only see him twisting and turling. Now you can see it if he can go down
very
completely
fast.
dry.
Jackson also running the Nirvana.
Now he needs to start driving right. Let's see here, getting a little bit pushed up, having to do a correction stroke to avoid that rock, but still made it look clean. Now he's coming up into that final ledge booth, wanting to get that skip, seeing how he's throwing his nose down and then popping it back up to get that extra additional skip out. Doing really well. That pocket hole at the very end didn't catch him, and now we get to choose on the decision rock here if he's going to go right or left. It looks like he's choosing right. First one of the finals open category to choose right. And now he's going to want to make up the last 150 meters here with a couple powerful strokes as he's getting into a little bit more flat water, a little bit less current, and wanting to get those last strokes in. Very good. Gave it 100% there. You can see even at the very end, he is spent.
Full red face on that boy there. There it is, coming across a little bit early, but managing to recover there. It was definitely a bit early. Almost tagged that
one
big rock.
tiny half correction stroke there, and that can cause a few milliseconds to a second.
Here we are, one of our Kiwi competitors this week, Nick Collier from Alexandria in the South Island of New Zealand. He is out here racing slalom, but decided to take a little break and come down for some whitewater fun.
Interesting slalom background.
Oh yeah, he motocross. The kayak cross is his event.
Okay.
And you can see him here paddling the Beast, the Prion Beast.
New boat from Prion as well.
Year old now.
Riz, yeah, I say Beast and Riz are the two latest additions.
We will see the designer of that boat in 2 competitors.
Wow.
Actually.
Yeah, it's crazy. We have several boat designers and boat companies actually represented in the race, which is always cool to see that they don't just run a company, but they are just as passionate on the river. As he's coming into that ledge, looking really fast with those strokes. You can tell he's a slalom paddler just by how he paddles on that flat water.
Very clean on that flat water. There he is. The Beast as well, it's good size for his weight as long as he keeps that front end up.
Oh wow, nice skip on that second little drop there. You can see now he's on that same skip off this drop. Doesn't quite get it actually. He gets a little topsy-turvy on top of the boily water there.
I believe he has a world championship medal in kayak cross this guy.
Wow.
So he's no pushover.
No, he's also.
Oh, there he is going on a completely different line there.
This is the first time I've seen someone go hard left from the very beginning, which obviously means he's going to go left around the decision rock. And now he has about 150 meters.
Oh, little correction there, getting a bossed offline with the tail of the boat, but keeping it all the way across. You can see this boy has some cardio under his belt.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just, I'm chilling now.
Yeah.
I'm chilling.
And I mean, realistically, 100 or a minute and 30, minute 40 is a competitive time around some slalom courses as well. So he's used to this duration of a race. This is definitely more in his wheelhouse. Next up, a legend in himself with Zet, with Hiko. This is Mika Buchtel, and he is one of the best whitewater Czech paddlers around. I'm expecting a really fast time from him. He not only has coached Czech legends, but he's also a representative and account manager for our lead sponsor Hiko here. So all around immersed into the whitewater
bow
career.
Dry. His semi-final run, he was much deeper in the water, moving early across to get a nice straighter line into this flat.
He's also choosing that left line that some are opting to do, keeping into that current when he's coming into the second sections of flats here. Look at those strokes good. He does have a slalom background. He was a slalom coach, slalom competitor, and you can tell from his strokes as he comes into the staircase. Getting kicked slightly around. I think he'd like to keep it a little bit more dry, but he's coming up now, driving towards the right at our mandatory right rock here. Getting tossed a little bit. He's having to do a big correction stroke there, going a little bit too far, needing a good skip here. He knows that he is a few seconds at this point.
He's going to have to push on this bottom course here a lot. Getting stalled out. Unfortunately,
that is second or third mistake in a row.
Playing,
I think
Hiko,
this is it for
I
him.
think you need to come back next year.
That is correct. We'll see where he still places up, but there was a
3 big mistakes.
Yeah, a few mistakes in there that he's going to regret and think about tonight at the party.
I think he's going to try and win the arm wrestling now.
We will see what he does. He knows it. You can see that tapping on his head. He is frustrated, but still, he made it to the finals. He's going to be happy to represent his country here, and I am sure he'll be back next year.
All right. Coming up next, we have a man known as the Riz farmer, Marina Spawa. He is from near Rosenheim.
Oh, also a German paddler.
In
Just cost him the race. Yeah. As a Hiko rider, you know that he is disappointed.
Gary Falls, brother to River Mine.
Competed
in today. Very fast time. At one point, for King and Queen, the King and World Champions.
I'm not sure. But I think both the top at some point.
They definitely have the top. I think they have the top.
Yeah, I know it's a long history of battling family here.
For sure. His dad is a designer
world.
So many years. There's many boats for free on his own company, boats for many. But here he's coming to the core section of the route. It's cutting across the key.
Yeah. Can of strokes, adjustment strokes. He had so much speed through that
He was
section.
so early to the wall. It was amazing. Here he is getting pushed around a bit, not looking
not
as
as
clean
smooth as I was hoping for
as he
there.
was in the qualifying run just before.
He's choosing to go right there on Decision Rock.
Yes, that was definitely his line before, and he's making it look good.
Now we have 100 meters left until the finals are concluded.
There he
we will
is.
know who is the winner. We'll
Look
see
how
here. He's
fast
driving
it
a couple
is.
strokes.
And there he
him.
is. He's across the line. Zach Mutton with a great time, I believe.
I believe it looked pretty smooth overall. Nothing major standing out. We will now have to go to the times. Look at that face. He knows he did.
Yeah, I think he definitely gave some energy out.
Oh yeah, he knows that he did what he wanted to out there. Will it be enough? We will have to
There's
see.
his big smile. He's recovered now, guys. All right, that looked good from him. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to wait. Head to kayaksession.com and you'll see the all the results posted up there. We don't have them in front of us, so we can't say. It's going to be as much a surprise to us as it is to you.
We have a pretty good idea on who's going to be in the top spots, but the actual seconds we will.
Look at that in the background, showing our sponsors there: GoPro, Hiko, Zek Kayaks, Piranha Kayaks. Oh my gosh, there's so many out there.
So many companies supporting this event. We're so happy to have it.
Drahe. The train company. The train company, they are big sponsors of this event every year.
So
Next
definitely
year, 20 years.
Wow.
Oh, there's Water Element. That's one of the big Czech kayaks up. There's some guy called Viking Climbing. He does a lot of the rigging work. You know, we're finishing up here, guys. If you're around in the area, make sure you join us in the tent tonight to see some of the foosball tournament and the arm wrestling tournament, which is a long-standing contest here.
A lot of hugs for River, a lot of hugs for Eric. See who else we have.
Yeah, I think we might have our winners there. Looks like not Edgar, Nils Bierman.
Wow, Nils for the youngster category.
Yeah, looks like.
I want to give a huge thank you again to all.
A couple guys enjoying being famous. Yeah, there they are.
Look at them.
TikTok hard. All right.
Yeah, I want to give a huge thank you not only to our sponsors, but also all the people that helped us out. Special thanks to Paja and Mira as they put their blood, sweat, year after year into this event. I'll give out the tech crew of years and 6 this morning, getting the video and the audio set up. And just a mile after we have incredible drone pilots. Yeah, these guys right here make the show.
Space that was just closed off just for this races.
Yeah, so we will probably see a rush of paddlers coming in, and a lot of our semifinalists and finalists will probably actually throw up their boat as fast as they can in order to do their final laps as we close out the Devil's Extreme World Championship.
pohodlném oblečení jsem v pohodě celý den. Bushman. Česká klasika.
Repre vám již 25 let přináší pohodlí a styl.